Hey folks, Deepseek V3? Yeah, it's got my attention. The buzz is all about Deepseek V3 being the budget alternative to Anthropic's Claude 3.7, specifically the Sonnet variant. Big claims, right? Especially when you're talking about going head-to-head with a model backed by the powerhouse that is Anthropic. But the numbers, at least on the surface, are seriously compelling. We're talking about potentially massive cost savings, open-source flexibility, and performance that, in many cases, gets shockingly close to Claude's. But I'm not one to just parrot marketing materials. I've dug into the specs, the benchmarks, the architecture, and the real-world implications. I've sifted through the hype to find the truth. Is Deepseek V3 a legitimate contender, a genuine disruptor? Or is it just another overhyped project that will fade into obscurity? Let's find out. The core of the matter: architecture and efficiency. Let's start with the foundation, the architecture. Deepseek V3 isn't just another Me Too transformer model. It's built on a mixture of experts' design, but a smart one. We're talking 671 billion parameters, but here's the kicker. Only 37 billion are activated per token. This sparse SMOE approach is the key to its efficiency. It's like having a massive toolbox, but only pulling out the exact tools you need for each specific job. This dramatically reduces the computational load and, crucially, the GPU dependency. I've seen reports of up to 60% reduction in GPU needs compared to standard models. That's huge. Claude 3.7 Sonnet, on the other hand, uses what they call a hybrid reasoning model. It's clever, no doubt. It can switch between fast, intuitive responses and a slower, more deliberate, extended thinking mode for complex problems. It's like having a sprinter and a marathon runner in one package. But that versatility comes at a cost, a higher computational cost. The architectural choices have direct consequences. Deepseek V3's SMOE allows it to be deployed on, get this, consumer-grade hardware. Think RTX 4090s. That's a game changer for accessibility. And it's not just about hardware, it's about energy. The provided numbers show Deepseek V3 using a fraction of the energy of Claude 3.7 per inference, a 95% reduction in one comparison. In a world increasingly concerned about the environmental impact of AI, that's a massive selling point. The numbers game, benchmarks, and reality. Okay, so it's efficient. But does it perform? This is where things get interesting. Direct, apples-to-apples comparisons are tricky because Anthropic keeps some of their benchmark data close to the vest. But we can piece together a pretty good picture. In coding, which is a huge deal for many of my readers, Deepseek V3 is showing some serious muscle. We're seeing scores on benchmarks like SWE Bench Verified that get very close to Claude 3.7's. And while Claude might have an edge in generating extremely long and complex code blocks, thanks to its larger 200K token context window versus Deepseek's 128K, Deepseek speed makes it incredibly appealing for rapid prototyping and iterative development. It's about getting things done quickly. In mathematical reasoning, Claude 3.7 does appear to maintain a lead. The context provided mentions Deepseek achieving 90% accuracy on the math benchmark, while Claude reportedly hits 96.2%. That's a significant difference, and it matters for applications where absolute precision is paramount. But, and this is a big but, you have to consider the cost. Deepseek achieves that 90% at a tiny fraction of the price. For general reasoning and factual accuracy, it's harder to make definitive claims without access to identical benchmark datasets. But the open-source nature of Deepseek V3 is a major advantage here. It allows the community to scrutinize the model, identify weaknesses, and contribute to improvements. That kind of collaborative effort can lead to rapid progress, potentially closing any remaining gaps. The elephant in the room: cost. Let's talk about the real reason Deepseek V3 is making waves: the price tag. The difference is, frankly, staggering. We're talking about API costs that are orders of magnitude lower than Claude's. The provided data shows comparisons like 8 yen per million tokens versus $15, and 48 cents per million versus $3 for input and $15 for output. And it's not just the API costs. The training cost is reportedly a tiny fraction of what it costs to train Claude 3.7 or models like GPT-4. This isn't just about saving a few bucks. This is about democratizing access to powerful AI. It's about putting these tools into the hands of startups, researchers, and individual developers who simply couldn't afford the premium prices of the established players. It's about fostering innovation and experimentation. And let's not forget the open source aspect. Deepseek V3 is released under the MIT license. That means no licensing fees, no restrictions on commercial use, and the freedom to customize and fine-tune the model to your specific needs. That's a massive advantage over the closed, proprietary world of Claude. The trade-offs, where Deepseek V3 falls short. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Deepseek V3 isn't perfect. There are trade-offs. The context window, 128K tokens versus Claude's 200K. That's a significant difference, and it will limit Deepseek's ability to handle extremely long and complex documents or conversations. Top-end reasoning. As mentioned, Claude likely maintains an edge in the most demanding reasoning tasks, particularly in areas like advanced mathematics. Safety and moderation. This is a big one. Anthropic has built its reputation on safety and constitutional AI. Deepseek V3 has a built-in moderation layer, but the provided information suggests it's not as robust or thoroughly tested as Claude's. This is an area where Deepseek needs to prove itself. Enterprise support and SLAs. If you're a large enterprise with mission-critical applications, the reliability and support offered by a company like Anthropic might be worth the premium price. Deepseek, being open source, relies more on community support. The verdict, a disruptive force. So, is Deepseek V3 the budget Claude 3.7? In many ways, yes. It offers a stunning level of performance at a price point that's simply unheard of in the world of top-tier LLMs. It's democratizing access to powerful AI in a way that could fundamentally reshape the industry. But it's not a perfect replacement. There are trade-offs, particularly in areas like context window size, top-end reasoning, and safety. For some applications, those trade-offs might be unacceptable. However, for a huge number of users, startups, researchers, developers, and even many businesses, Deepseek V3 represents an incredibly compelling option. It's fast, it's efficient, it's customizable, and most importantly, it's affordable. This isn't just about saving money. It's about empowering a new wave of AI innovation. It's about opening up possibilities that were previously out of reach. And that, my friends, is why Deepseek V3 is more than just hype. It's a disruptive force. It's a model that demands attention. And it's a model that I, for one, will be watching very closely. It's the open-source Toyota versus the closed-source Mercedes.